Hey guys, ModsLink here with another PS3 tutorial. Today I will be showing you guys how to get online with Rebug 4.78.1 D-REX or DEX custom firmware. So what you're going to need for this is your jailbroken PS3 running Rebug 4.78.1 D-REX custom firmware. If your PS3 is not currently running this firmware, then look in the video's description and you will see tutorials there on how to upgrade your PS3 up to this firmware. The next thing you're going to need is your controller and a USB flash drive as well as a computer. So go ahead and get your flash drive, and then we will go over to the computer and download the files that we need to be able to get online. Alright, so on your computer, go to these two URLs which will be posted in the video's description and just download these files. So it'll come up as this. Download it to your desktop and do the same thing with this link here. And what you're going to end up with is the psnpatch 2015.11 package and the psninja version 4 package. At this point, go ahead and plug in your flash drive. Once your flash drive pops up, make sure it is formatted as FAT32. So go in here and get these two files that you downloaded and just copy them to the root of your flash drive. Now at this point, right click on your flash drive and eject it, and we'll go back to the PS3. Alright, now back on your PS3, get the flash drive that you just created and plug it into one of the USB ports, the right port, the left port, it doesn't matter. And then go over to the package manager, install package files, standard, and install these two packages that we just downloaded. I've already installed them, as you can see down here, psnpatch and psninja. Now this method will work for everyone out there. So the next thing you need to do is go into Rebug toolbox. Now once Rebug toolbox is loaded up, check your system information, make sure your LV2 kernel and your target type are set as DEX, and then go over to the utilities section and change your active PS3 ID. Use EID5. This will take a few seconds. Now you should have this message come up. Now at this point you can go out here and quit out of Rebug toolbox. Once you're back on the XMB screen, the next thing you need to do is go over here and run psninja. Now some users will disagree and say that you don't need to run psninja. I have personally always used psninja and I've never gotten any of my consoles banned, so I will continue using this method, but you can skip this and simply run psnpatch instead. So I'll continue with my method here, so run psninja if you want to follow along. Once psninja is up, wipe the history, replace the history, and make the history read-only, and then exit. This application does have a small bug that sometimes one of these is skipped, so you have to go all the way down and then back up and then back down for you to be able to select all the items. Some users will have this bug, others won't, but if you notice it, now you know how to get past it. So exit out of the application here. Now back on the XMB screen, go over to psnpatch, and here all you need to do is press X and hold it down. Your console will beep one time and reboot. Now once you have done that, you can go over and switch to your online account. if you use an offline account like I do to run your homebrew applications, and then simply sign into PSN. If you did everything correctly, you should be able to sign in. You shouldn't have an error message or anything like that. So here is my profile, as you can tell. So this is something that you will have to do every time you turn on the console. So whenever you boot up the console, you will need to go into Rebug toolbox, change the CID or spoof it to CEX, then run psninja, and then run psnpatch, or you can just skip the psninja step and simply run psnpatch and then sign in. Make sure you don't run any applications after you have signed in, or you will definitely get banned. If you need to run applications, then sign out and then run your application, then run psnpatch again and clear your history, and then re-sign in. Now, if you're like me and you don't want to do those steps every single time you turn on the console, there is a different method, but it may not work for everyone. So the way this works is, first off, you actually need to turn off the console and then turn it back on so you can re-enable the custom firmware settings that psnpatch disabled. So turn off the console and then turn it back on. Now that the console is back up, go into Rebug toolbox, and in here check your system information. Make sure your LV2 and target type are set as DEX. Next, go over to the selector section, change your system mode to Rebug, enable Cobra mode, and enable Webman. After you have enabled these, go over here and restart the system, do a full cycle. Alright, now at this point we enabled Cobra and Webman, so go into Webman and Webman setup. And in here, go up to load last played game on startup. This will speed things up, so it'll load your most played game or last played game right when the console starts. That way you don't have to go into multi-man or anything to select your game. Next, go down to your IDPS and psid and enable both of these, and then also enable this option down here that says disable the custom firmware syscalls and delete history files at system startup. Then go all the way down and save, and then click here to restart the console. Alright, so now that the console is back up, Webman will automatically load our last played game, as you can see here. It will automatically spoof the IDPS and psid, and it will automatically disable the custom firmware and wipe the history file. So all you need to do when you turn on the console is switch over to your online profile and then sign in to PlayStation Network. So here, as you can tell, it was able to sign in without any problems at all and without having to do anything after starting the console. So again, this method may not work for everyone. If this method doesn't work for you and it gives you an error message when you try to sign in, then follow the first part of this tutorial and you should be able to get online without any problems. But that is it for this tutorial on how to get online with Rebug 4.78.1 D-REX custom firmware. If you guys found that video helpful or informative, please remember to like, comment, favorite, or share this video. Consider subscribing as well if you haven't done so for future unboxings, tutorials, reviews, etc. I also just added a few more items to the Mods Link store, so if you're interested in supporting this channel, go ahead and check that out in the video's description. But as always, thanks for watching guys, and I will see you next time.